Welcome back to another episode of The American Dream Selling the DMV. I am your host and local realtor, PJ Braun with the Braun team. I'm so excited to take you around a neighborhood that myself and our team are so passionate about. A neighborhood with the perfect blend of mid-century modern architecture. By architect Charles Goodman and developer Robert Davenport, Hollins Hills is one of the most preserved mid-century neighborhoods in the entire country. Just 10 miles south of Washington, D.C., you'll find 450 homes nestled into the treetops. And these aren't your traditional cookie-cutter-like homes, where here you'll find floor-to-ceiling windows, open concepts, and an abundance of natural light. Goodman and Davenport were always trying to find new ways to connect the indoor and the outdoor spaces of these homes. Goodman and Davenport experimented with new concepts and created a utopia of homes that seamlessly blend into the surrounding landscape. Each and every house were placed on its lot to complement the topography of the land and neighboring houses. The idea of connecting people through the community they live in and the style of the architecture is exactly what the neighborhood was built upon. Throughout the 326 acres, you'll find 7 parks, 2 community pools, walking trails, streams, and an abundance of wildlife. Aside from the architecture and park-like settings, one of my favorite parts of the neighborhood are the people who live here. Musicians, architects, activists, government employees, you name it, Hollins Hills has a place for everyone. I'm here at one of the coolest and most historic houses in all of Hollins Hills, the Alcoa House, which also happens to be my parents' house. In 1957, the Aluminum Company of America asked Charles Goodman to help design their new revolutionary carefree aluminum houses. Built with over 7,500 pounds of aluminum, blue grid windows, and purple siding, this house has some serious attitude. In 2019, Peter and Lee took on the project of restoring the Alcoa House back to its original character. As she'll tell you, it was definitely a labor of love, sweat, and tears. Let's go take a look inside this MCM time capsule. Welcome to the Alcoa House. I'm here with the owner, Lee Braun, in what you call your Martini Lounge, which I love. I'm super excited to hear from your point of view the difference between a restoration and a typical renovation of a house. So can you explain the differences of that?
For us, a restoration we learned really early on was a lot more expensive than a renovation. It was really important to honor the pieces of this house and to try to keep it as original as possible, but to also make it something that works for the modern day. The courtyard you were just in, we took the back third of that courtyard and turned it into a primary bathroom that was definitely a lot more opulent, but that enabled us to be able to treat the original 2 bathrooms almost like museums. And so we really spent a lot of time, effort, and money to keep them as original as possible, such as they both have built-in scales. Every piece of aluminum had to come off and then be carefully put back on again. Another good example is this had a really amazing original roof to it that's aluminum, and then we had beautiful wood ceilings. We refused to take either one of them down, but there's no insulation in between.
And you guys heated the entire floors of the house.
We put concrete
every square foot
throughout the entire thing.
Which is so cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before in an entire house.
Goodman had a really beautiful vision of indoor-outdoor spaces in this neighborhood and just sort of overall in different places that he worked with. And so we wanted to be able to extend that indoor-outdoor space. So we extended that roof line and did a huge covered patio that really becomes a whole other living space for us.
And that's so beautiful. The love that you guys put into this house really shines through. You did an amazing job bringing it back to its original character and also just, giving back to the Hollins Hills community and restoring it to its glory. So thank you so much for showing us around today, and cheers to you guys in the Alcoa House.
Cheers.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of The American Dream Selling the DMV Mid-Century Modern Edition. I'm gonna do a little fly fishing, but I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.